Shout out to Abraham in the building. I'm just waiting on Hurykane to pull up. He said his phone. There's something wrong with his phone. That's crazy. But I dropped the link for him. See what he got going on. That's crazy. YouTube is on some bull. Like I was just on low key channel, and like his channel did the same thing. Like it's just crazy. I think it's he said the second phone is not going to let him own. But it's crazy. You know, all this CERN stuff going on and stuff like that. Like I know y'all heard about the CERN turn off the machine or whatever after 17 years. Like that shit crazy. All right, Abraham. You said hopefully it'll be okay when Hurykane restart his phone. Yeah, yeah. All right. You about to try. I'm gonna be quiet when he do his thing. I just want him to finish it off. You know, cause YouTube be on that bull. But it's crazy. A lot been going on, man. You know, with the war and shit, like CERN. Then you got Young Miami and shit, like with her song, there's all the vibrational shit trying to take us away from our let me see. I might be quiet, y'all. Hurricane real.
What up, dude? Like y'all hear me?
Gratitude. Yeah, gratitude. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm just let you do your thing. I'm gonna be quiet though. All right, I'm about to mute up.
Oh, oh, so you wanted me to finish the special stories?
Yeah, go ahead and finish it.
Oh
I'm gonna mute
shit.
up though.
I ain't even know, bro. Man, bro, I greatly appreciate this, bro. That shit mind blowing, nigga. I don't even know how to feel. Like, yo, thanks, bro. Damn.
No problem. I'm about to mute up though, so you can do your thing.
True brotherhood, right?
Most definitely. But I'm about to mute up.
There, man. That shit fuck me. He acknowledged that the agency had approached him, but insisted he had refused that LSD was too dangerous and unpredictable to be used on humans. He added that he limited research with LSD to animals. The revelations in the Times led directly to the congressional hearings held later that year. West's denials, however, were effective. He was never investigated, and it never came up at the hearings. I'll spare you the long to West. Let me to West accept the same eventually 1967 transformed from
Yeah, he about to come back. It was choppy a little bit, man. I don't know what's going on, Like it's good on my end, but it's like you just never know every time the connection like that come. Like it is crazy. Like I don't understand. Like yeah, it was like that with me too. The glitch and the sound, but at the same time, I don't know. Hopefully y'all can hear me, cause it's tripping. But like I say, I'm gonna let him do his spill, and I'm just gonna be quiet. But it's crazy. They won't let this man get the truth out for nothing. But I think he said it's his phone or something like that. Like it's his phone. But it's crazy. I'm gonna give him time to come back. Oh, there you go.
Man, they wilding, dog. They really not want me to do this shit.
Yeah, he tripping. But I'm about to mute up.
All right, I got you.
In San Antonio, Texas, where he was chief psychiatrist at the base hospital. In his first letter, he proposed conducting on unwitting subjects, including military personnel and psychiatric patients at the base hospital. He then outlined the experiments themselves and 6 more pages that could have been written by Joseph Mengele. Using LSD in combination with hypnosis, West-inducing confusion, amnesia, and specific mental disorders in people who would remember nothing of their interaction with him afterward. He sought to develop techniques to extract true information and implant false information in unwilling subjects and to alter the attitudes and beliefs of, quote, previously loyal individuals. In other words, to completely switch their allegiance from one group or leader to another. But it was another sentence at the end of that letter that stopped me cold. These experiments, he wrote, must eventually be put to test in practical trials in the field. Gottlieb's response could hardly have been more enthusiastic. My good friend, he wrote, I had been wondering whether your apparent rapid and comprehensive grasp of our problems could possibly be real. You have indeed developed an admirably accurate picture of exactly what we are after. West replied that there was no more vital undertaking conceivable in these times. There was another document in West's papers that had even more significant implications. It was a 14-page report that West wrote in 1956, just 3 years after he contracted with the CIA.
All right, hold on. Let me pause this real quick. Like, can y'all hear it or is it choppy? You know, is everything cool? You know, can y'all hear it? In the chat? You know, can y'all hear it clearly? All right, fuck it.
In the report, West described administering LSD and other drugs in conjunction with hypnosis on unwitting human subjects, and then he made a remarkable claim. He announced that he had learned how to replace true memories with false memories in people without their knowledge. In other words, he clarified, it has been found to be feasible to take the memory of a definite event in the life of hypnotic suggestion, bring about the subsequent conscious recall to the effect that this event never actually took place, but that a different fictional event actually did occur. If West's report was accurate, this was not the failure agency officials described in 1977, quite the opposite. It was, in fact, the central ambition of the MKUltra operation, the means of gaining the ability to seize the control of a person's perceptions, memories, and ultimately their behavior. But there was still one more discovery, and this time I found it in the National Security Archives at George Washington University, the official repository of the CIA's MKUltra records, which were released to Congress after the 1977 hearings. In those holdings was a different versions of West's 1956 report. The original paper had been replaced by a 4-page summary that did not exist in West's files and appears to have been written by someone else. The claims about replacing memories were gone. In their place was a theoretical discussion of LSD and dissociative states. The version supplied to Congress concluded that the effects of LSD and similar drugs on dissociative states had, and I'm quoting, never been studied. Never been studied. In the original report, West discussed observations from his own experiments, including detailed descriptions of using LSD to, as he wrote, speed the induction of the hypnotic state and deepen the trance in subjects. Those passages have been removed in the report.
And
ago, another congressional committee believed that it had given the truth about MKUltra. It had not. In conclusion, I respectfully submit that these records, some newly available and others that remained outside the government's disclosure for decades, warrant a thorough re-examination of what the program accomplished, what Congress was told, and what may still remain hidden. I'm happy to provide the documents I've referenced today, and I've provided many additional details.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. I now recognize Elizabeth Kujanexi for her opening statement.
yeah, I got to get the rest of hers. It's only the beginning.
Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. I'm a health research scientist with a master's and doctoral degrees in psychology from the George University. I spent 22 years from 2003 to 2025 as a scientific program official at the National Institutes of Health, managing more than $132 million in health research grants and co-authoring.
Damn, she's been working as long as I've been rapping. You've been just wrapped up. I got to finish hers on another video. Like, she got a whole thing for a segment. They just got the first two. But they covered MK Ultra and all the experiments that's been done. And I'm saying, just like I said on my live, what is the fucking point? I mean, like, I ain't say what's the point. The question is, what is the point of all this if the people that is involved are dead? There's only one final solution to all of this. And that is destroy A. That's it. Because at the end of the day, as much as good news that it is now, y'all talking about MK Ultra, but y'all called us crazy a long time ago. We talk about UFOs now, but remember, y'all called us crazy a long time ago. Y'all some hoes for this. But while that was going on, motherfuckers being experimented on, just like I said, a person don't have to be injected with anything or hit with a nanochip. The CIA also brought drugs into the black communities all over this country and destroyed our fucking community. Like real shit. I got something else.
The people's brief version of two truths and a lie. Except we have three truths and a lie. Sometimes it takes a little extra to get the point across. First up, y'all know the crack epidemic. Did the government really pump drugs into our neighborhoods to increase incarceration, tear families apart, and nosedive us into poverty? Well, yes. While Reagan and Nancy were just say no, they are also letting the CIA meddle in Central and South American business. And it's been well documented that those relationships eventually created a pipeline where some of those countries were able to smuggle drugs in America. It's the truth. And what about the government tapping black people's phones, surveilling their movements, and infiltrating their communities? Did y'all see Selma? Unfortunately, Ms. Duvernay did not take creative license there. All of that is true. Same goes for the links we saw the FBI take in the 2021 film, Judas and the Black Messiah. Next up, are you people scared to go to the doctor? Big Mama done had a crick in her neck for 2 weeks, and she still won't go see about it. Bless her heart. But it's common in our community, the conspiracy of medical mistrust. Fears around medical malpractice, inconsistent experiments, flat-out attempted murders through medical means. It gets scary when white coats come out. Now, this is a conspiracy, my friends, but it is a conspiracy rooted in truth. So what must be the lie, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, the conspiracy that's rooted in truth, because the truth is, like I just said it on the last live, the Tuskegee experiment. Simple as that. The Tuskegee experiment. Read that shit. That'll make anybody not take anything experimental. Did I say that right? Experiment. An experimental, yeah. Experimental type drug. Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
But it's this idea that African Americans are the descendants of the ancient Hebrews in the Bible, because it is quite literally made up.
Yeah, that's the false.
This ideology, Frank Candy and William Saunders Crowdy both claim that God gave them this revelation in a dream. Now, their origin story is similar to other religious groups in that respect. However, there's no evidence for that genealogical trajectory to exist in reality.
Yep, I'm in great shape. So I've been walking forever. Much love, my name was good. I've been walking for hours because moms want to go get some crack in the projects, and we stay all the way on St. Clair and Jefferson, all the way deep east side, walking all the way to the project, or walking all the way to a soup kitchen. Try going to deep east and deeper east to go to a soup kitchen. Or because you choose crack over responsibility. I'm in great shape. I think I can kick a hole through a mountain. I think my legs are perfect. I've been kicking holes through mountains since the age of 8. Like, I've been punching boulders since the age of 12. But yeah, we got another one. And then we got one more.
CIA has had links to organized crime like forever. There's all sorts of things all throughout history bad guys being used by the CIA, being protected by the CIA, and that's really where this is. So there was a story that was worked on by these two reporters in the mid-80s that said how the crack was actually getting to the streets was these Nicaraguan rebels who were backed by the CIA were actually the ones who were the big-time dealers. There was documentation that these reporters uncovered that the CIA knew that they were doing it and basically just kind of turned a blind eye to it. You guys need the money. We need to defeat the Sandinistas and the Russians, so you guys go do what you have to do to get that money.
Yep. Y'all do what you gotta do to get that money. Fuck up the community. And real shit, we still feeling the after effects to this day. To this day. To this day. To this fucking day. And yet they still want us to forgive our parents for ruining our lives. Bitch, all you had to do is just say no to drugs. But nah, the after effect is kids have left their families alone. Motherfuckers have to grow up and be like, I gotta make sure I stay away from anybody on drugs. I gotta stay away from anybody that motherfucking condones the bullshit. And family didn't make it no better. Be quiet, don't talk about it, just pray. Like I said, I prayed all my life and the shit got worse. And it's scientifically proven that prayer doesn't work. And plus, I already covered on my Sunday service, also proven that motherfuckers get more sicker when they're being prayed for. But a motherfucker that don't know about anything about prayer, they're healed. And plus, don't get me started on a placebo effect. You can heal yourself. So it's also real shit right here. But at the end of the day, crack destroyed families. And if y'all really don't want to believe me, watch the motherfucking TV show Snowfall. Or watch any documentary on how crack came into the black community. I'm talking about like after they burnt down Black Wall Streets across the country, after they ruined the Black Panthers, after they took the factories away and forced the men out the home, and then they bring crack in. What is a man supposed to do? Got no job. We can't be in a home. So we resorting to the street life. The ghetto. Doom, 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 doom. But the ones that rose above, like my father, you know, my father was working in the medical field. But like at the same time that the fucking shit wasn't enough, my father was an enforcer. So like this is why it's kind of in me to, let's just say, be as who I am. But my father worked in the medical field. But at night, he was a motherfucking enforcer. I only seen him twice in my lifetime on memory. But I don't have the memories of, being held as a child. I can't go that far. But it is what it is. I understand. Don't nobody want to be with a drug addict that don't want to listen. Like simple. Pops, I understand. But that's what the CIA has done. But like I said, as much as the CIA and the government gets the blame for this, I have to put the blame on the actual individual also. All you got to do is say no. Get a job, stack your bread, get the fuck out of the community, away from these fucking drug addicts, so you can raise your kid in a proper environment, raise them right and healthy, and make sure that, you don't fuck with people that's on that drug shit. And be cool. Like I understand about peer pressure, but like you let the person know, look, I don't do drugs, and I can't hang around you that do drugs. I don't even want to get locked up with you if we get caught by security guards or the police when we out and about. Yo, stay the fuck away from me. Or if we walking together, make sure you smoke that shit before we walk. You got a motherfucking ask a motherfucker like you about to get into a motherfucking car with a nigga. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't got no guns or drugs on you, do you? No, nigga. All right, cool. Because I ain't trying to get pulled over and you got guns and drugs. I ain't no, nigga, I work. I ain't trying, I go to school. I ain't trying to go to jail. We got to be on that type of time with motherfuckers on some real shit. But like at the end of the day, there was a time where I really, had a hatred. But once I got into the game and I learned the understanding on both sides from the dealer and the customer's perspective, and understanding life situations and life's problems and the choices you make, but it still leads back to like all you got to do is say no. I understand life be life, and I understand, yes, I dived into alcoholism, and I understand I had to pull myself out, but you can pull yourself out. You just have to mind fuck yourself the way you mind fucked yourself into doing the shit. How I mind fucked myself, it was easy. Whenever I thought about a drink, I grabbed me some apple juice because it looked like the beer I was drinking. So I mind fucked myself to think the apple juice was the beer. I was like, bet it up. But I'm really being healthy. You feel me? Mind fucking myself. Small shit. And then, like, whenever I felt the urge to drink, I grabbed me 2 big things of water, 2 big things of apple juice. And I open that bitch while I'm in the store and pay for that bitch when I get to the counter. Just to get over that shit. Shit was wild. And then lemon water, ginger, root and shit. I was like, man, this shit is good. And then I just started buying it just to be buying it. Like, yeah, oh man, I'm about to grab me some lemon water, grab me some ginger root, grab me some apple juice, cranberry juice. I was loving it. Just like how I was loving to buy beer and liquor. So I was like, man, shit, let's get healthy in this bitch. All right, now we got one more. Then and then that's it.
In the 1980s, crack cocaine tore through black communities across America with devastating speed. Families were shattered, homes were lost, and entire neighborhoods were pushed into fear, poverty, and violence. As the damage spread, many people began asking the same question. How did this happen so fast? In 1996, journalist Harry Webb published a series of reports that reignited national controversy by alleging that drug traffickers tied to the Contra War had connections to networks linked to the CIA. The government denied deliberately targeting black communities, and later investigations found evidence of connections and failures in oversight, but disputed claims of direct CIA orchestration of the crack epidemic itself. And so, the deeper wound remained. While officials argued over evidence, black communities were left carrying the consequences. And for many families, by the time the truth was debated in public, the damage had already changed everything. In the 1980s,
Yeah, the damage made us the weakest, most docile race ever. Not only they motherfucking burnt down all the Black Wall Streets and closed down all the factories and bought the drugs. It was just like the psychological damaging of a person's soul. It was just like, like if a person was already stupid, selfish, and stubborn and they own drugs, they ain't gonna get off drugs. They're not gonna take responsibility for their addiction or their actions. They're done. But like for a motherfucker that can actually, have a conscience to be like, yo, I'm about to kick this shit. There's hope. But the kids that had to grow up and kids that had to get into the drug game to help their mama out or their father out, to keep their house, to get to the dope game in order to help, or like try to rise above as much as you can and try to get a good education, scholarship, a nice job, and help the family out. That's what we call the long way around. But I'd rather take the long way around and be bigger than the dope man than live the fast life and become the dope man and be possibly killed by your own friends and family. Snowfall Watch the show Snowfall. The end of Snowfall, the end of Franklin Saint. I see thousands of them around me. All y'all have is reminiscing about what y'all had when y'all had this dope, the shit that was destroying the community. My favorite character in that show is Leon, his homeboy that tried to help him out, And yes, he had his ways. He was a wild motherfucker, and until he started to gain a conscience and be like, nigga, we destroying our fucking community and we killing each other over this shit, Well, my favorite thing's like, where the bitches at? Supposed to be some titties. Where the titties and the bitches? Jerome was hilarious, but Leon was my favorite character because he had character development, and plus he tried to motherfucking try to unite the hood to do some positive shit, and that shit kind of confused his crew. And it's like, nigga, you want to be on that positive shit, man, but we all gangsters. He trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. He's like, what? Yo, dog, that's word on the street, my nigga. She a crackhead. You trying to turn this bitch to a wife. No, fuck all that, bro. This is what the street's saying. They looking at you like you weak, nigga. Then you have to go out there, motherfucker, show us. So nigga, we going back to the old shit. Fuck some shit up. But that shit destroyed families, friends. It destroyed communities. I'm talking about it happened so fucking fast. It made your head spin. And the gangster rap made it no better. It solidified it. But it also failed a prison industrial complex because it was getting us locked up. Rather it was on drugs or you was in the pop lifestyle. It was a rap. It was a rap for our community. And whether anybody know it or not, that's some MK Ultra shit. You plant drugs in the community, plant guns in the community, create economic instability for the community. It's over. It's going to force a motherfucker back against the wall and they got no choice but to come out swinging and shooting. But they're going to be shooting at each other because you park these motherfuckers in the projects. So it's called projects for a reason. Woo, I'm preaching. Because it's a project to watch your ass. Experiment on your ass and get y'all fucked up. But yeah, I think that's all I got. That's all I got so far. Hashtag fuck the CI motherfucking A. History does repeat itself because we having these same trials that we had back in the fucking day when they was discussing MK Ultra. Now we having MK Ultra hearings again. This is wild. The fucking Nuremberg code shit. Project Mockingbird, MK Ultra. It's over. It's over. But shout out to the chat. Shout out to Jordan, dog, man. Yo, dog, I didn't know you was gonna do this, man. This is pretty cool, bro. Good looking out. Good looking out.
No problem.
Good looking out. Yeah. No. Much love to Vonta. You already know the UK correspondent. Dog got to show love. Got us. Yeah. Still sounds like Mortal Kombat game. Mortal Kombat Ultra. That's hilarious. I'm just going up in the chat looking. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Abraham, shout out to Monty. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Yep. Oh, I dropped a new track called Scorching Foe. Make sure y'all check it out. I got some more music on the way. You already know.
We can do this every time they be tripping. We can do this, and then I can download your music, and you can still play it like on the thing, like on a little thing, and that sound better too.
That is that's what's up. Family shit right there.
Facts.
That's what's up. That's a real true community shit right there.
Yep.
Real shit. Yep. I don't think nobody I've seen on any platform did that before. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody did that before. But shout out to everybody. Hope everybody oh shit, that's your stream, nigga. I can't do that.
No, you can. You can do it. Do it.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, shout out to everybody. Hope everybody have a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, cool at night. You know what I'm saying? This is the HHN special story. We're talking about the CIA, the fucking YouTube fucked up by shit on my channel. So shout out to Jordan for opening up the panel and the link to finish everything off. You know, this is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Working together as a real true community.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Love and abundance, peace and
Facts.
abundance, and everybody.
Fuck YouTube.
Yeah, fuck YouTube and the CIA and the president and the prime minister. They all a bunch of pataks.
Facts. All right, y'all.